That's why you see all these testosterone-filled football players, as soon as they score a touchdown, what do? They get down on one knee and they point to the heavens, because they know that their runaway egos could destroy the team. They're committing their talent and their glory to God. That's what they're doing. And also, they're recognizing that if they don't give their egos a higher project, even if it's just serving the well-being of the team, that the ego, the unhealthy part of them, will destroy. There's lots of examples of this. Will destroy the team. It has that kind of power. A big part of this economic meltdown, by the way, is all about institutions that are being run by unhealthy egos who, for whatever reasons, couldn't see a higher purpose. Couldn't see that they're serving the whole, not just themselves, not just the bottom line. We exist to magnify God. Our souls know that. We exist to magnify God. Serve some higher power. We got to be able to point beyond ourselves, like Mary, to some higher good. And then we become like Mary. You know, we all have an inner Mary, that we all have this song inside of us. That's when we come alive, when we can sing that song. Because we have an animal nature and we have a spiritual nature, and they're both good and they're both necessary. But what the metaphor of the virgin birth is about, and it is a metaphor, friends, it's not to be taken literal, it's not history, is that it's an affirmation that there is an emptiness in us, a sacred space that is reserved for spirit alone. No thing and nobody else can fill it. It is pure and metaphorically chaste in this sense, that it remains untouched by the adventures and the appetites of our wayward egos. So we're all virgins in that sense. In the sense that what touches us most deeply at this level, what touches us most deeply, that which brings forth our uniquely human potential to glorify God, is the touch of sacred mystery. It's the seduction of the Spirit, ultimately, that causes us to realize our highest purpose of giving birth to the holy. I love that line in the Christmas narrative where it says Mary was overshadowed by the Spirit. She's seduced, spiritually seduced by the Spirit. She consents. She gives herself over. It's kind of spiritual eroticism, actually, isn't it? Is it okay to say that? We're all virgins in this sense. Mary enjoys what scholars call a kenotic spirituality. And kenosis simply means to empty oneself, to give oneself, to pour oneself out. It's the opposite of storing up and filling up. Mary creates space for God. Let it be, she says to the angel who overshadows her. Let it be to me according to your word. She creates space. And then what does she do with that? She's literally, metaphorically filled up, and then she gives birth to the divine. This is the kenotic pattern. We don't seek out experiences of God in order to feel enlightened, to feel more substantial, to be more holy, to have an experience, yet another experience. It's not that. It's rather that God bubbles up from within us, fills that reserved space that's reserved for spirit, and then we pour out the divine back into the world. Filling up and spilling over. It's an endless waterfall. It's how singer-songwriter Chris Williamson put it, filling up, spilling over.